Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Ruth Soltman, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. I want to welcome you if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. Hello, Sarah. Beautiful Sarah's here, and beautiful Veronica. Nice to see you here. I want to say, welcome back. Welcome if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. And I want to also say hi to everybody over there watching on Rumble. Hi, Kristen. It's so nice to see you. Hello, Charlotte. Before we get started, I do have some messages, but before we get started, or announcements rather, let's all just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And just relax. And another one. Let it out. And one more. Because everything's better in threes. So, as we gather here together, we ask for our spiritual tribes to come in and to form a sacred circle around us. We ask for all of the angels and archangels, all of our guides and angels, our healing angels, our higher selves, and all of our ancestors that have gone before to join with us now. We ask our spiritual tribes to wrap this sacred circle in a beautiful light-filled bubble of the highest vibrations of love and light. We ask that we be open to all messages that we receive, and that we receive them with a love-filled heart and an open mind. We ask that they help us to heal and be for our highest and best good. We ask that we hear exactly what we need to hear, and that we feel it at our very core. We ask that all messages be given and received with the highest vibration of love and light. And so it is. I'm very glad you all could be here today. I want to thank everybody who joined us this past Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. Our circle is really growing, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't been able to get on for one of those shows, we have them twice a month. So we'll always announce them, the week before. So just listen out for that, because you will love it. It is so much fun. We have several of the show hosts on there, and, everybody gives you a little mini message. So it's really amazing. It's such a great spiritual family. So I wanted to remind you guys that all of my books are on Amazon. And I also want you to check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. You can look there for any of my services, for my books as well, and for any upcoming book releases or any other kind of release. Last week, I gave you guys a challenge. And the challenge was that every single person who could hear my voice, I asked you to write a testimonial for every show that you watch on Goldylocks Productions. 3 people accepted that challenge last week. And I know so far 2 of you have completed that challenge. So yay, Kim. Yay, Sarah. I want to remind you all that you can still do this. Just because I challenged you last week doesn't mean you can't do it now. If you enjoy this show or any of the Goldylocks shows, please write us a testimonial. You can send it to Tiffany, or you can send it to me and I'll forward it to her. These testimonials will be put on the Goldylocks website. It's a great way to give back or pay it forward, however you want to look at it. So thank you so much if you choose to do that. We really, truly appreciate it. And if you go to the Goldylocks Productions website, up at the top, it'll say like show archive, show schedule, spiritual message circle. It'll say testimonials. You can click that on, and there's also a box there where you can just do your testimonial on there. But you should go on there and read some of them, because they're so beautiful. And we are so, so grateful And yes, Tiffany, I did do it too. And I would just like to remind you guys that when I did a testimonial for every single one of the shows because I do watch them all. And I did it right on my phone. And it took me maybe 5 to 7 minutes from the time I started till I hit send. I mean, it was not time consuming. You don't have to write, a paragraph or two, just a sentence or two is amazing. So I'm really proud of you guys that, accepted that challenge and fulfilled the challenge. And hopefully some more of you will do it this week. Now, last week, 3 people accepted the challenge. Maybe this week, we could go for 6. Let's double it. Because, I figure if I can do it, you can do it. It's not like it's anything that's really difficult, and if you like the show, then you've got lots of things to say about them, right? And, okay, there is another magnitude jewelry party going on, and this is an Easter one. So let Tiffany know if you would like an invite to that because it's really fun. They do giveaways. If you make a purchase, you get perks. And that's what happens by purchasing through the party. You get those perks that you wouldn't get otherwise. I want to, and I hope you all will too, wish Melissa Parks a very happy birthday. Today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Melissa. The Words of Wisdom segment gives you the opportunity to come live. I'm here with me to tell your story, to own your story. Your story will inspire and motivate others. Next month on April 13th, Heidi Petey will be here to own her story. If you would like to come on and tell yours, you can message me on Facebook or email me at ruth@ruthsoltman.com. I was telling you guys last week, hi Linnell, nice to see you. Okay, Linnell's working on hers. That's awesome. Yes, and it will happen all in divine timing. Sarah, that's beautiful. It's a love energy exchange. Very true. Last week I had told you guys about in May 21st, I'm going to be doing my first ever author event. And I'm really, really excited. It's through a local bookstore. And this is the 8th year they've been doing it. So, I think there'll be a few people there. I got all signed up. They sent me my confirmation. And I'm in the process of getting everything together that I need for this show. I still have a lot of stuff to get. And I need to get a book, a book display and, a decent inventory of books. So I'm just going to put this out there because the universe always provides. If anyone is moved or inspired to assist me with these costs, your donation is very much appreciated. Hello, Kavita. Nice to see you. And I want to thank someone who donated last week. I am very appreciative. I don't know if they want me to say their name or not, so I'm not going to. But I really, truly appreciate that. You can Venmo it at Ruth-Soltman. And I'm very grateful if you choose to do so. Just know that it's going to go for a very worthy cause. Let's see if I have any more announcements here. I don't believe I do. Now, before we're going to talk this week about abundance and manifesting. And before we do that, I want to talk to you a little bit about my books because I was thinking about it and, I have mentioned, when different books have been released, but I'm not so sure I really actually talked to you guys about what my books are about. So this is my first book. For those of you that don't know, Metamorphosis, A Journey of the Soul. And in this book, I talk about my spiritual awakening and all the things that helped me to heal and to get me onto my own correct path. And the things that I talk about in here, awakening, of course, making the connection is one of the chapters. Loss, relationships, a bunch of different things, and change. And this book will guide you through your spiritual journey as you heal your past issues and help you to remove any blocks to creating the life that you want. It'll take you down the path of healing on every level. But remember, you can't just read a book. You have to do the work. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Now, my second book, The ABCs of Unconditional Love, as you see, this is still my proof copy. All three of the ABC books are like the same type of format. And what they do is they go through the alphabet. A is for this, B is for that. And like, here's the first one in Unconditional Love, acceptance. And what these books do is they ask you very personal and very deep questions about yourself. Only you can answer these. There's no right or wrong answers, but it will help you to delve deeper to figure out why you feel this way about things, why you have these beliefs and ideals. And this first one here focuses mainly on unconditional love. Of course, there's a lot of different topics that it touches on, but they all contribute to that unconditional love. Kindness, miracle, power, transformation, unique. There's a lot of, really interesting questions for yourself. And the second book was the ABCs of Forgiveness. And this is all about forgiveness. And forgiveness is our first step in the healing process. And it's very, very crucial to us. When we learn how to forgive others and ourselves, we can let go of all those things that we're holding on to that are holding us back. And some of the chapters in here are triggers, victim, the power of forgiveness, moving on, letting go. And, this will take you deeper on that journey to forgiveness. And the third ABC book, the fourth book that I've published, is about self-healing. And, for months and months, they give me messages about self-healing. And, it's funny because like they gave me the books in the order that they wanted them published, which I thought was pretty cool. But, it's about learning how to appreciate yourself, dissolving the illusion and knowing what's real. Talks about your ego. It talks about intuition, happiness, joy, your spiritual tribe. And it helps you incorporate a lot of different things into your own self-healing and self-care. Sarah says, the questions you have in your books really help you dig deeper. Love it. Thank you so much. Oh, Heather, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And, you'll find some similarities in the books because they're all connected. They're all connected. And one thing that I was guided to do is there's a forgiveness exercise, and it's in all four of the books. And I put it in there because that's what I was guided to do. I was told it was important and it can help people to heal through forgiveness. So that's why, excuse me, that's why it's in all of them. And I know from doing the exercise myself how much it helped me. It helped me to get rid of things that, from sometimes even things from childhood, things that long ago that, maybe some little thing was said to you, but you were a child, so you took it a different way. And it stuck with you your whole life, and it made you turn out to feel a certain way about yourself that wasn't your truth, that wasn't true at all. And you can heal that. You can absolutely heal that. And it really did a lot of healing for me. One of the most powerful things, though, is forgiving yourself, because it's hard. It's so hard sometimes to forgive ourselves. We tend to be our own worst critic. We tend to be harder on ourselves. This is why we need to do this healing. This is why we need really good self-care, because, nobody can beat us up better than we can beat ourselves up, right? And we talked about before how self-talk, the way you talk to yourself is so important, because your mind believes everything that you say, that you hear. So it's very important to be very kind to yourself, be very good to yourself. Treat yourself the way you would treat someone else. So when you hear the word abundance, what do you immediately think of? I think most people think of money or financial abundance, but we can have abundance in every single area of our life. We can have, we can be abundant financially through our relationships, through love, through, like a myriad of things. It does not always have to be financial. Um, but what is abundance? Abundance is having more than you need. And, we don't always, we may always want more, but we don't always really need more than what we need, right? But, as humans, abundance in our physical form, in our physical world, can give us a great sense of security. And some of us, may need that more than others, but we can create that for ourselves, right? We have to look at our feelings and our ideas and beliefs surrounding abundance. Do we feel that we don't deserve it? If you feel you don't deserve it, it's not going to come to you, because you're going to be blocking it. So if you feel like you don't deserve it, or you're not worthy of it, then that's an area that you need to focus on doing some healing work. Because you do deserve it. You deserve all the good that is in store for you, all the good that there is in the universe. You deserve that. All the good that is waiting out there for you. You deserve to have everything that you desire. Now, how can you change the narrative? Well, you can start with affirmations. Tell yourself, I am worthy. Tell yourself, I am enough. Tell yourself, I deserve all the good that is coming my way. And, saying it to yourself once or twice, it's not going to incorporate itself so much into you and into your habits and into your patterns of doing things. The more you do it, the more you will quiet those thoughts of, I'm not enough, or you're not good enough. So, they usually recommend, well, I usually recommend, I don't know about they or who they are, but 21 days it takes to form a habit. So if you do affirmations for 21 days, by then you're going to be thinking these things and feeling these things without even realizing it, because now it's become a part of your daily routine. Sarah said, oh, I'm a fantastic author. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. And Veronica said, yes, Sarah, Ruth's books get in deep, and are helping clean out all of the nooks and crannies. Oh, Veronica, that's so cute. Oh. Well, I really appreciate that, let me tell you, because my intention from the beginning, my own personal intention, was always just to help someone else, going through these things that I went through, making it easier for you guys. And so that people know they're not alone. When you're going on this spiritual journey and you're way off, in left field somewhere, you feel like you're not even on the path. It's a very lonely place to be. So to feel like you're not alone, I think, it was very helpful. Oh, wow. Veronica, that just gave me chills. Veronica said, I have also found healing I didn't even know I needed to do. I experienced that as well. Like things that I didn't even realize were there. Well, that's really awesome, Veronica. Good for you. Because you're doing it. You're doing the work. You could have looked at it and said, well, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just pretend like that didn't happen. We'll just stick it under the rug. But that's not how it works, is it? You know, it's like putting a Band-Aid over a huge infection. It's still going to ooze and, you know, become irritated. Just because you put the Band-Aid on it doesn't mean it's going away. So good for you. Kudos to you and all of you who are doing that work, because your life is going to be so much better. So the more you do the affirmations, you know, the more it will quiet your mind of those negative thoughts. And whenever you have a negative thought, try to replace it with a positive one. You know, put a spin on it. Reflect on your beliefs surrounding money. Do they come from you and your experiences, or are they beliefs that were handed down to you from your childhood? Here's an example. I remember hearing when I was a kid that money is the root of all evil, and that it is easier. Now, my parents were Catholic, okay, so we read the Bible and stuff. So, and that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. So as I'm a kid, I'm thinking to myself that all these people that have money, they're going straight to hell. I mean, that's the ideas that they gave me. When, you know, children, when they hear things, they form their own ideas based on what they know at the time. So, you know, then when you get older, you realize, whoa, why would I even think that? That's so far from anything I believe now. Sarah said, that's what I always did, was push it aside and thought it would go away. I know, and it never does. It will come back up over and over and over and over again in a different form or a different way, but it will create those same feelings from the situation that you're trying to hide or ignore. So I grew up believing that money was needed to survive. But beyond that, you know, money was evil. And this is when I was a very young child, not as I got older. So as I was growing up, you know, I didn't even realize that I had learned these things, you know, because they were just, you know, I guess always in my mind. But money is not evil. Evil things can be done with money, but so can good things. You know, when I realized that I had these kinds of, well, to me, like now, they seem very unusual, you know, ideas about money when I was a child. You know, of course, I healed that. You know, it's not my parents' fault. It's, you know, this is what they believe. This is how they raise their children. So I don't fault them at all. But as I got older, you know, I realized that a lot of the things that I grew up believing were not true. You know, they were just in little tiny doses along the way until I read the Conversations with God book, and that's when it all just hit me like a hurricane, a tornado, a volcanic eruption, an earthquake, all combined into one. That's how like earth shattering it was. Hello, Marcia. Let's see. But, you know, I didn't even realize that I had learned these ideas, but it was pretty evident in the life that I was living. Of course, since then, I have changed my ideals surrounding money and worthiness. The universe knows my needs, and they are always met with a little bit left over. I remember hearing people say that money changes you. Like if you all of a sudden get a big sum of money or a big chunk of money, that it changes you. And I used to believe that, but I don't anymore. I think when it happens and you get some big, you know, ginormous amount of money that you've never had in your life, I don't think it changes who you are. I think it magnifies who you are. So if you're a kind, giving, loving person, you're just doing that on a larger scale. And if you're not, well, you know, it's the same thing applies. Some people feel like, you know, people worship money, or, you know, I don't know what your ideals were like growing up and what your thoughts about money were, but I don't think that we were put here to suffer all of our lives. I think that, there's so much good out there. There's so much good for each and every one of us, but we have to believe that we're worthy of it and that we deserve it. And, that worthiness, that applies to a lot of different things just besides abundance. Because it's very difficult to manifest things in your life if you don't feel you're worthy of having them. Now, if you do have some of these negative views of money, you really need to reflect on this and figure out, if you're struggling with money and finances and that, really think deep about, where your money ideas come from. And if you have any negative views of money, if you do have negative views, why would money want to come to you anyway, right? But if you do, you need to heal that and turn it around, because you're just blocking it from coming to you. But you can clear these blocks and you can connect to the energy of abundance. And once you do, your life is going to be full of abundance in every imaginable way. And even some you probably didn't imagine. Adopt an attitude of gratitude. Be very grateful for everything that you have. Because when you are, and you put out that energy of gratitude and gratefulness and thankfulness, the universe matches that. And that's what it's going to bring back to you. That's when it's going to send back to you. When you sit there thinking, oh, I just don't have enough. There's not enough. There's this lack. And lack is a terrible feeling. But lack is an illusion. Because there is more than enough for everyone. So live in that state of gratitude. Be grateful for every single thing. And, I was thinking about like how children don't know like the value of money or the value of, I don't even know how to put that, but so many things in our society nowadays, people just toss. It's very disposable, this society. When I was a kid, you bought something and if it broke, well, you fixed it. You didn't just throw it in the trash after 6 months of use and buy another one. We would fix stuff and, keep it running. But a lot of people nowadays don't. And I think, in a way that devalues those things. And it's our job, like with our children, to teach them the value of hard work, the value of friendship, not just the value of money, because, they could become billionaires when they grow up, but that does not mean they're going to have abundant lives. That does not mean they're going to have happy lives. That's very important for them to grow up knowing exactly who they are. So manifesting, basically, it's creating your reality with your thoughts, energy, and focus. And we talk a lot about manifesting. And some people have a really easy time manifesting things in their life, and other people have a more difficult time. You can create the energy of what you desire in many different ways. You can visualize it. So let's say you're desiring this new home. You know exactly what it looks like, exactly where it's going to be. Picture yourself getting the keys to that house. Picture yourself moving into that house. Experience the feeling that you would have doing that. And that will create that energy. And be very grateful for it. Picture it like you already have it. Let's see. Now, you can also ask the universe for what you want. You can put it out there with your words, through your thoughts, if you want to do it that way. But you have to be very specific. You have to have crystal clear intentions of exactly what you want to bring into your life. You could also make a vision board. Now, in this case, You would cut out pictures of things or words or ideas or whatever it may be that you want to manifest in your life. And then you'll cut them with scissors and paste them with glue. I was going to say cut and paste, but then you guys would all think of the computer. This is something we actually physically do. And you put a lot of thought into it. And then you put it somewhere where you're going to see it all the time. And you look at it every day. And you're creating that energy right there. And you'll be surprised at, how quickly you can manifest things. But you have to make sure that those thoughts and ideas have a clear path out into the universe and a clear path back. So you can't have any blocks. So if you do, you have to get rid of those and clear those, now. Let's see. Hello, Carol Ann. Nice to see you. Oh, that's beautiful, Sarah. Sarah says that's what she tries to teach her son, to love him for who he is. That is right. That is exactly. Now, I did pick something to read to you out of my first book, Metamorphosis. And it's about exactly what we're talking about today. And it is from chapter, what chapter is this? I shall look and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like it's chapter 8. But it's talking about removing energy blocks. And it says, you have been working on your issues for a while now. How is that going for you? It is a tough workout, right? It's all part of this wonderful awakening process. You must peel away the layers one at a time until you get to the core issues. Sometimes they masquerade themselves as something other than what they are. You may think you have healed an issue, then it pops up again as something else. And it'll also pop up in a different area of your life. Sometimes we feel we have healed it, but you're going to know that you didn't when it pops up again like that. The thoughts you put out create energy. The energy then manifests itself into actions or things. If you are desiring a new job and you are putting out those thoughts of that new job, seeing yourself in the position you desire and seeing yourself with that big fat paycheck, you are doing all the right things, right? Well, what if that job does not manifest? Were you doing it wrong all along? You can put out all the right thoughts and create all the right energy, but if you have hidden blocks within, you may well be pushing those very things away from you that you're trying to manifest. And if you have those blocks there, that energy can't get through. And it's not going to try to find a different route. If it can't come to you like it's supposed to, it's just going to get stuck there like a brick wall. You can't get past the brick wall. So I was having difficulty finding a job. I was doing all the right things to draw that job to me. I went on interview after interview after interview and nothing. During this time, I was doing a lot of inner work on myself. What I finally realized was that I was blocking all of my good from coming to me, even though I told the universe exactly what I wanted. It was never within my grasp. As I began to peel the layers away, I discovered something about myself that I would never have believed if someone else had told me. I did not feel I was worthy. I did not feel that I deserved to have that job. I realized that I did not love myself the way I thought or felt that I did. And that was really huge for me. And in that moment, I saw how the lack of self-love affected everything, every area of my life. And I didn't even know it. I had been doing my inner work. As I was doing my inner work, I was just moving the blocks around, never completely removing them. I never knew that was what I was doing. As issue after issue was revealed to me, I explored it, I healed it, and I moved past it. All along, I did not realize that there was a very deep underlying issue, so deep and painful for me that I masked it from myself. And how many times do we do this? We lie to ourselves. We deny ourselves. We pretend with ourselves. But we can't do that anymore. You got to rip off that mask. Was it my higher self trying to protect me? Was it my ego getting in the way? Maybe a little of both. I was determined to work through these blocks so that I could bring good, positive, and prosperous things into my life. Although I was telling the universe that I desired this awesome job, the energy that I was exuding from my soul was telling the universe that I did not deserve that job or that I was not worthy of having it. Guess what? It did not come to me. Not until I dealt with the underlying core issue of my self-worth. And sometimes when we heal something, hello, Melissa, happy birthday. When we heal something, we may feel like it comes from this certain area. But once you heal it, you'll find that there's an even deeper issue. And the feeling that you're not worthy, that can, affect every aspect of your life. Meditation was really getting in touch. Meditation and really getting in touch with myself were the key ways I uncovered the blocks that were holding me back. Was it an easy process? Hell no. It was the most difficult work I've ever done. With great work comes great rewards. I love myself unconditionally in a way I never thought was possible. It has deepened the love I have for my children, family, and friends. Because how can you give something to someone else when you don't even have it yourself? When all of this began coming to the surface and I realized how I felt about myself, I fell apart. I was crying uncontrollably, could not even stand up. I remember very clearly. It was so emotional. In order to have a breakthrough, I had to have a breakdown. And breakthrough did I ever. Once I learned to love and appreciate myself, my world changed. The energy I was now putting out there was pure, true, and authentically me. I do not even know where my issues of unworthiness and lack of self-love came from. Perhaps they were remnants from broken relationships or even past life issues. The important thing is that I was able to address them and heal them. And I don't recall any situations in my life where I was made to feel I wasn't worthy of something. So I'm not really quite sure where that came from. But, realize that's why I was so shocked to realize that it was even there. But after healing that, it changed everything in my life. While you are working on your issues, make sure you are getting to the very core of what they are. Make sure you are not just moving them around. This is hard work, but the payoff is unbelievable. Manifesting. You can manifest whatever you want in life. Once you have removed any blocks to abundance and balanced your chakras, you are well on your way. When your energy or vibration matches the energy of what you want, you will manifest it. Have no fear or doubt about it. You must believe it with every fiber of your being. Have a vision for what it will look like in your life. See it, feel it, taste it, live and breathe it. You must vibrate in the frequency of gratitude. Act like it has already been accomplished. You will manifest it in your life. Remember that the energy you put out is matched by the universe and sent back to you. Put out positive thoughts and loving vibrations. Once you take control of your thoughts and energy, you will learn that living in a vibration of gratitude will bring more things into your life for you to be grateful for. And it's so true. And, it can be really hard to heal these very deep things within us. But it's very well worth it because the rewards that are you're going to reap the rewards for the rest of your life. It's going to have this ripple effect going forward, going backwards, into future generations, into past generations. The healing that you do isn't just going to affect you, it's going to affect all these different generations. Sarah says, hello, Melissa, birthday sparks. Sarah said, that's such great information. Well, thank you. Sarah says she's had that many times, thinking that I had healed something and then it showed up again. Now I have the tools to heal it for good. And it's funny how it'll do that. I don't know if maybe all along deep inside we know what the real issue is, but we're kind of trying to shield ourselves from it, maybe because maybe we're afraid it's going to be too painful. But when you're healing issues, these are things you've dealt with before, things that maybe hurt you before, but they're not going to hurt you anymore. They're just memories of what happened, right? It's not that they're happening now. These are your past issues, the things that you are just holding on to for whatever reason. But the feelings of not being worthy or feeling like you're not enough, um, you know, think of all the different areas of your life that's going to affect. It's going to affect you in relationships because you're going to let people mistreat you. You're going to let people abuse you. You're going to let people treat you less than. Not just romantic relationships, but friendships as well. You'll let people walk all over you because you feel like you don't deserve better. You'll stay in toxic relationships longer because you don't feel you deserve better. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to know that you are worthy and that you do matter. And I remember, I don't remember the exact situation. And they say, and I've heard this so many times, that you won't always remember what someone says, but you remember how they made you feel. And something was said one time in a conversation, and someone said to me, well, I really think you're worth it, or something like that. And this is when it hit me, and I realized that I had these feelings of not feeling worth it. And it triggered me. And that's when I started doing that healing. But it can affect you in so many different ways. Not only in romantic and friendship relationships, and it can also affect us, in work relationships. So this really wonderful job comes your way, but you feel you don't deserve it, so you let it pass you by. Um, it can manifest itself in a lot of different ways, and you don't want that. You want the best of the best. You want all the good that is coming to you. You have to know that you are worthy of it, that you are worth it, and that you matter. And you will learn those things through self-love. It's funny because when I was younger, you never heard people talk about self-love. If anybody said they loved themselves, they were looked at as being very stuck up or conceited. But that's not the kind of love we're talking about. Not like you go by the mirror every day worshiping your beautiful self or something. It's not like that. It's very deep love. And, when you feel that place inside of you that needs love, when you feel any of those empty areas, where it might seem a little darker, you can shine that light of love inside of yourself. You don't have to look for other people to love you. You can give yourself what you need. And then the rest is just extra. It's just abundance, right? We all have love in our lives because we are love. But we can, greatly increase that input and output of love through raising our vibration, through learning to love ourselves. That's a very powerful thing, learning to love yourself. And it can be done. Think of all the ways that you are just a magnificent person. Think of all the things that only you can do. And yes, you and I both might do something the same. like the same thing, but we both do it differently because we're both unique individuals. No two of us will do it exactly the same. We'll each put our own spin on it. Take the Goldylocks shows, for example. We have, what, 6, I believe, show hosts? And every single show is different. Do you get some kind of a spiritual message every show? Yes. Is it delivered in a completely different way? Yes, because we're all individuals. We all get our information differently. We convey it differently. And through each one of us, you hear it differently. You hear what you need to hear when you need to hear it. So if the other stuff just sounds like a bunch of junk, just leave it there and take what you need. But we're all so different, and we all have a special and unique way of doing things in life. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you. Carol Ann, you're so funny. Carol Ann said, ding, ding, ding. Hold those books up, Ruth. I'm going to hold them up, but I already did. I went through each one of them, Carol Ann, and explained the process behind them and what they will do to help you. See, Carol Ann thinks that I don't toot my own horn enough. So there you go, Carol Ann. Okay. So, that self-healing is so crucial. It is so important. So important to learn to love yourself. And, happiness doesn't come from what's out there. Our happiness is a choice we make, right? We can get up and feel like we're out in an ocean with a hurricane approaching, and feel like there's all this chaos going on around us. But when you're happy and you have peace of mind, you're going to be very centered and balanced, and that's not going to affect you. Sure, if it's coming to hit you directly, yes, you're going to have some apprehension about that because nobody wants to go through a storm like that. But we have storms like that throughout our life all the time. And when we can keep our composure, keep our balance, keep our alignment, keep our peace of mind, then we can not react to those situations, but we can deal with those situations. Well, Carol Ann, thank you. You rock too. Carol Ann show is on tomorrow night in the Psychic Flow. And I would also like to tell you, Melissa's show is on Fridays, and that would be Joyful Findings. And Sunday is Tiffany's Spiritual Insight. Monday is Sarah's The Golden Sunshine Healing Hour. And Tuesday is Robin's Cosmic Soul Food. Now, see, I watch those shows if I can remember exactly which days they're on and which show hosts, have them. So you guys, get your testimonials in. Come on. I'm rooting for you. So I haven't seen anyone commit this week to doing some testimonials. All you got to do is, write why you like the shows. Do one for every show you watch. That's the challenge that I put out last week. And 2 people lived up to that challenge. We're going for more this week. And if you go on the Goldylocks Productions page, or website rather, you can go to testimonials and you can read the testimonials that people wrote. They wrote some beautiful, beautiful, amazing things. It's very touching to see how Goldylocks is helping people get through difficult situations, helping people to learn and grow about themselves, helping people connect with their loved ones that have passed. It's just video testimonies too. There you go, Carol Ann. Oh, Carol Ann, is that you? Are you saying you're going to do video testimonies? Awesome. Marsha, you can send them to, there we go. She just put it up. Tiffany just put it up there. The link. Yes, the testimonials, it's a great way for you guys to give back, to pay it forward, to let all of us know that Goldylocks and our Goldylocks family is making a difference. Let's see. Oh, I always forget about the video ones. Oh, Carol Ann said absolutely. Okay, Carol Ann, sweet. Carol Ann said she's going to do a testimonial for each one of the shows. God bless you, Carol Ann. All right. That is exciting. Okay, Veronica said, yes, agree. The chaos around me is affecting less and less, and I'm more peaceful and happy. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And that's, that's what we need. What better way is there to navigate through this earthly life, right? Because things can, just get thrown in your path. It just made me think of like when there's a really bad storm or something and tree branches are falling across the road and, obstructing your path. Things are going to fall into our lives like that. And we have to have ways to, I don't know, not necessarily overcome them, but to work through them. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. Carol Ann. Carol Ann said, hello, Veronica. Good for you. That's what I need. Carol Ann, ask Veronica what she's been doing to work through this stuff. Ask her. Because I know. Carol Ann, go to Amazon, type in Ruth Soltman, and then see what comes up. Kim says she saw a rainbow yesterday at sunset. Oh, rainbows are so beautiful. I have to tell you, this one time, I'm not a great fan of flying, but I was flying one time in a plane, and I think I had the window seat. And as I looked out my window, and I wish I would have taken pictures. I don't know why I didn't at the time. But I saw a rainbow. And each of the colors, I mean, they looked so huge and they were so brilliant. And I saw them up there in the sky from the plane window. And it was the most miraculous thing I have ever seen. It was just like something you can't even describe. It was, it was just so, so cool. That's probably why I didn't take a picture, because I was just in awe, staring out the window going, oh my gosh. And didn't, think to. Okay. So, this is the end of March now. We're already 3 months into this year. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? And, right before the show, Tiffany and I were talking about the Schumann resonance. I believe it was 62 today. So there's a lot of intense energy right now. A lot. Carol Ann said she will. Well, awesome, Carol Ann. And I'm going to pull one card for the group. And this is going to be from my Diana Cooper Angels of Light cards. Now, I got these cards, and they're a lot, when I ordered them, you can't always see what both sides of the cards look like. And these have just a longer message on them, but I'm going to do like a group card. Veronica said, thanks, Carol Ann. It really is achievable. And by crikey, there's a lot of chaos around me. So it has surprised me how much self-healing and creating my own happiness works. Oh, that's wonderful, Veronica. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. Like years ago, somebody would have told me that I can manifest what I want, or, that happened, I made that happen, or I created that. I would have thought that was crazy, but as you grow and you see more and more, and you're open spiritually, you learn these things, as your truth. And I'm sure to someone who doesn't have a clue about any of it, we probably sound like, We're really out there. So, I'm very, very proud, very happy, very blessed to be in this beautiful spiritual family with all of you. I'm grateful, so grateful for every single one of you. And I always look forward to our time together. Veronica said, with help from Ruth's books, of course. Well, thank you, Veronica. That is so wonderful to hear. Richard said, just bought 2 on Kindle. Woohoo! Let's see what. Veronica said, Richard, you won't regret it. Good for you. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is what these cards look like. And here's this message on the back that I'm going to read. Whoa, look at that. Okay, there we go. Light. You are light. You are the light. And you will light the way for other people. It says, light illuminates darkness and gloom, bringing hope and inspiration. Ask the angels to fill you with more light, for it contains spiritual information and knowledge. These are keys to the universe and bring love and peace, as well as unlocking the wisdom within you. As your light becomes stronger and clearer, you will find clarity and purpose. You will radiate brightly and become a beacon, reminding others of the divine help available. Angel wisdom suggests you ask the angels to ignite and strengthen the divine flame within you. And we are all that beautiful light. And I remember one of those messages that they gave me one morning of my show, and it talked about shining your light and talked about how if we were up in space and we looked down at the earth, we would see our light because it is so bright. And, we're all over this earth. We are spread everywhere. And I used to always think, well, I want to move someplace where there's more spiritually enlightened people because, sometimes people can drive you crazy. And, I've never really found that place. I mean, there's a lot of people like that in Sedona. Well, that's a very magical place with all of the energy that's there in the vortexes. But there's other different places like that, all over this world. And I would always think, it'd be nice to have that group of people that you could, do that stuff with all the time. And then, of course, I got that message that said, I didn't put you in clusters here and there. I spread you out everywhere so that when you shine your light, it's all connected and you light up the earth. And, that really, really kind of hit me. And, because, first of all, it's a very beautiful thing to think about how we light up the world. And we do, that light, that inner light that shines from within us. But when we're all bogged down and we're in pain and agony and, we feel guilt or anxiety or anger, that really, really dims our light. And when we heal all that stuff, well, our light gets brighter. And you heal more, your light gets brighter. You raise your vibration, your light gets brighter. Pretty soon we're going to be blinding everyone. But it's very important that we do this work. This bright light that we have within us, this is the core of who we are. And we need to live in that place. We need to live in that love and be our authentic selves. When we are, as our authentic self, that's when we're shining the brightest, right? Because we've cleared away all that stuff. We know who we are. We know where we're going, what we're supposed to be doing, and we're doing it. We don't just say to ourselves, well, yeah, I know that I'm meant to be a painter, but, I think I'm going to go to nursing school instead. No, we're living our truth. And not that I was knocking either one of those professions. That was just an example. Because at some level, we all know what we're contracted to do here, right? Because That's a part of who we are. And, sometimes we remember it sooner than later in life, but it's never too late. If I don't care if you're 99 years old, if you have a dream or a new purpose, maybe you found a new purpose, as long as you are breathing, you still have time. You still have time. People say, I'm too old for this, or, you're too young to do that, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. No, you're not. You're exactly who you need to be. And you need to realize that. There is nothing that you cannot do. As long as you have a breath left in you, it's not too late. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Sarah said fantastic information tonight. Well, I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you all next week. Get your testimonials in. I love you all. Good night.
Share your appreciation to our show hosts by submitting a testimonial for your favorite Goldylocks Productions show.